Hardly did I have time to absorb the details of my kingdom when I saw Mom coming down the road. She was on her way home from the diner to change into her business school clothes. She turned onto Gumbo Limbo Trail, and I sucked in my breath. Travis could see her when he reached the Royal Palm. The trail went along the edge of the lake at that point, and anyone walking it would be seen from Dajan's beach. Travis might catch up with her and find our home. I searched my brain for a way to turn her back. Fortunately, James arrived on Dajan's beach. Travis lowered his binoculars and came out of the willows to speak to him. They talked and pointed. Travis looked animated. Then James gestured in the direction of the golf course, and Travis nodded. They followed James towards Gumbo Limbo Trail, and they would run smack into Mom coming home. James and I had not agreed what I should hoot if one of the woods people appeared, but I gave one hoot anyway. It did mean Gumbo Limbo Trail. Since James was with Travis, maybe he concluded something that was wrong with Gumbo Limbo Trail and changed his course. He did. He turned right around and headed for the Prairie Trail, scratching his head as he made some explanations to Travis. There is something about living in the woods that makes it possible for people to use other languages. Page 39. I blew out a long breath as Mom walked under the Royal Palm in plain view of the beach that James and Travis had left only a second ago. I stayed in the treetop. My eagle's eye view was giving me insights into Dajan's world. Gumbo Limbo Hammock is circular. The hole, which is the size of a football field, is its northern border. The solution pit is almost in the center of the hammock, as if the trees had grown out around it, which they had, James said. The hammock trees, which are hardwoods, grow on the highest land in the county, the rocky hammock land. Hammocks are only 3 or 4 feet higher than the pine lands that surround them. On yet lower land, the cypress trees grow, and on the lowest land, the saw grass takes over. I had been told this last year in my environmental studies class, but not until I looked down from the tree did I see that elevation does indeed determine which plants grow there. There before me was my class lesson. Hardwoods on high land, pines lower, cypress lower, and sawgrass so low it's in water most of the year. Dajan was a citizen of the lowlands. I could see where I had to look for him. In the cypress swamps, the wet sawgrass prairie, and the holes and the pits and the canals.